Hi everyone, this is the third video in the series about riding more accurate circles in the dressage ring. In this video we're going to look at the correct geometry to ride a proper 10-meter circle. If you haven't yet watched the video on 20-meter circles and 15-meter circles, you're going to want to go back and do that now because they all kind of lead one to the next. So 10-meter circles, for the most part, we first see full 10-meter circles at first level in trot, and in second level they're introduced at the canter. And a 10-meter circle can really occur almost anywhere in the ring. So we're going to look at it from a few different places where you might find them in your tests. So first we're going to look at the 10-meter circles along the sides of the ring. So it can be at K, V, E, S, H, or any of the letters on the opposite side. The 10-meter circle is the first circle that is small enough that they can actually put them at the K, H, M, or F letters. 15-meter circles and 20-meter circles, they're too big, so you actually don't have enough space to make a circle centered, because even a 15-meter circle, you need 7.5 meters this side of the letter to center it properly. So 10-meter circle is the first circle size we're going to actually be able to see at those letters. So again, it goes back to simple math, right? We want to look at our arena size, so we know again it's 20 by 60 meters. So we know 10 meters is always at the center line, so that's very easy. So let's say we're going to ride our first circle on the left rein at H. That's going to be our 10-meter circle here. So we're coming around, we go into the corner, the first circle starts at H. 10 meters is going to take us to the center line and then back to the wall. And so that's pretty easy, that we know that we want to have the circle this wide from H all the way to G. And that applies for any of the letters, S to I, E to X, V to L, K to D, and the same on the other side. Then we need to look at how far out we need the circle to go, because we need the circle to match that it's wide this way and that its length this way are equal. So in order to get a 10-meter circle, we need to be sure that we go 5 meters each side of this letter. So 5 meters here is going to take us 1 meter inside the wall, and then it's going to take us up here 7 meters inside of where S would be. And that's going to give us a centered 10-meter circle, right? Because we have 6 meters from the wall to H, so minus 1 meter, that makes 5. Then we have 12 meters between H and S, so we subtract 7 meters, and that puts us at 5 meters there as well, right? So we look up and we want to make sure that we ride properly. We start at 3 o'clock, it's going to be H. Again, if you haven't seen the first 2 videos, I talk about this, where we ride our circles and we want to think about them in quarters, like riding the face of a clock, where we have 4 points on our circle. And again, in the 10-meter circle, 3 of our points are now going to be invisible. So we have to make sure that we ride really accurately and we eyeball the line. So our 3 o'clock point, we're riding on the left rein, so the 3 o'clock point is our starting point at H. Then we're going to go to 12 o'clock, so we're going to make sure, and this is an invisible point, up here, 7 meters below where S or I or R would be. So 5 meters this side of H, 7 meters below. Then we're going to touch G, that's our 9 o'clock. And then again, we're going to go down and 1 meter inside the wall, 5 meters, so 1 meter inside the wall, and 5 meters here on the quarter line. We want to make sure we touch our 6 o'clock point, and then back to the wall at H. Okay, so the second place we're going to look at our 10-meter circles occurring is going to be at the C or the A end of the arena. So we're going to go on the right rein, we're going to do it at C, and we need to, again, always center the circle. So we need to think about it being same distance this way as this way. So we do the math, it's pretty easy because we know, again, 5, 10, 15, 20. So we know it needs to go quarter line to quarter line in order to make 10, right? Because 5 to, if you go to the first quarter line is 5, so from this quarter line to C is 5, and then C to the next quarter line is 5. That gives us 10 meters. And then we need to look at 6, and we need to go 4 meters beyond G to make it deep enough this way. So we start on the right rein, 6 o'clock is C, that's our first point. Then our second point is the invisible one, and that's going to be at the quarter line, and it's going to be 1 meter below the M line, or the G line, or the H line, however you want to think about that. 1 meter below there you want to touch. Then you're going to go up, and you're going to be 4 meters beyond G, so that you remember 6 meters from C to G. So 4 meters beyond that puts us at 10 meters. and that's where your 12 o'clock point is going to be. Then you're going to go back to 3 o'clock, which is going to be back on the quarter line on this side again, and it's going to be 1 meter below H, and then back to your 6 o'clock starting point at C. Okay. The other place where you can sometimes see a 10-meter circle occur is off of X on the center line. And that can depend on the test, or in a freestyle sometimes, you know, you could also put them at I or at L. So we're going to look at it from X just for perspective. If we were to ride our 10-meter circle at X, that means that we have 4 invisible points now because we're not going to touch the wall on any side. So from X, this is going to be our 12 o'clock starting point. We'll say we're doing on the left rein. So let's say we come around on the left rein through the corner, then we do a turn left at E, and then at X, a 10-meter circle left. So 12 o'clock is the starting point on the left rein. Now we have to go over to our 9 o'clock, which is again going to be on the quarter line because we have to center it. 5 meters each side of X, 5 meters each side of the center line for reference. So to the quarter line. And now again, we have to make sure that it's 5 meters below B. And then we want to go down. We need to make it 2 meters this side of I because we have 12 meters between X and I. So 2 meters this side of I. Then we go back to the other quarter line. And again, we make sure that it's 5 meters below E. And then back to X, our 12 o'clock starting point. And that's how you can ride 10-meter circles and keep them centered, keep them accurate and proper, because it's so common that people get comments on their tests that their circles are a meter too big, a meter too small, and you lose marks for that all the time. And it's not worth losing those marks, especially if you have an average moving horse, because I hear that so often. I know I talked about that in the first video, but it's true. I always hear people complaining about that. My horse isn't nice enough. He's not a big enough mover. He doesn't get scored as high. But reality is you can get those scores on a lesser moving horse if you ride more accurately. Judges love to see accurate riding, especially at the lower levels, because so often they see beginner riders, you know, or green horses that don't have steering quite so well. So when they see accurate riding at a lower level, they really do appreciate it, and they will give you good scores for it. So good luck with that, and hopefully you can clean up your circles, get some accuracy improved in there, and your test scores should go up.